Welcome everyone to this webinar. And in this webinar, this really short webinar, about 30 minutes or 20 minutes, depending on how fast we go. So in this webinar, we will talk about six scientifically proven ways that you could attract clients like a magnet to your business, no matter what kind of business you do. You are a construction firm, marketing firm, you whatever industry you are in, you can use these principles, leverage these principles because these are based on consumer psychology, behavioral science. Um, my name is Liam Davis, so I have this passion for marketing since I was a kid, and I also had, you know, uh, passion for you know how our minds work, the psychology. So what I did is I combined both, and I find you know my career as a behavioral marketer, which is most people don't know about this stuff. Most marketers, most businesses don't know about the psychology behind whatever their business practices, but understanding them completely change the game you play, the level you play, so you can surpass them and make your business grow, and they don't have no idea what kind of practices you do, how you do it. So that's why understanding this principle, the scientifically proven practices will benefit your business. So all of these, as you can see in my screen, all of these six ways are based on one scientific principle, scientific psychological effect. It's called loss aversion. Today we talk about that, and in the next videos we will talk about different effects and what are some practices you could do based on those effects. So this entire document is available to download. I will drop the link in the description. So what is loss of aversion means? This is based on this fact that as humans, we feel the pain of loss twice as much as we feel the pleasure of an equivalent gain. In simple terms, that if you have, let's say, your car, if you lose your car, the pain you have, pain you will get is twice as much as, let's say, you getting a car from somebody. So that's a universal principle that applies to all human beings. These are not applied for a group of individuals or something. These apply for every single individual. That's why the all the practices that I say, this principle, based on this principle, can be leveraged in any industry, any group of people, whatever your target demographics are, you can use it for everyone. So this principle is based on you know the fact that humans are afraid of losing you know so that's why people tend to be risk averse, right? Every time you take a risk, you put something at stake, and you become vulnerable to losing it. So that's why people are afraid of change. So that's linked to the risk averse nature of you know humans. So but there's one element that you could use to hack this, which is trust, right? If you earn consumer trust, this principle, this psychological effect, the impact of it gets lower, right? So that's why the trust is important in business. So even though you can't really cheat this fundamental nature, like you need trust, there are things you could do to bring the risk associated with products. We'll talk about it. But building trust is important in order to bypass this effect, because this is a big effect they have when they make decisions, especially no matter what kind of decision they make, even the smallest decisions, this effect has its place. So the concept of, according to the economist Daniel Kahneman, the concept of loss aversion is certainly the most significant contribution of psychology to behavioral economics, and also um, why you need to be behavioral, why you need to understand this. The king of investors, Charlie Munger, said, I came here to this stage because of behavioral economics. if economics isn't behavioral, I don't know what the hell is. He literally, you know, wrote it in his famous book. You can read it. So yeah, we can go to the practices you could do to get clients right away, right now. Ways to apply this, scientific effect, this psychological effect in your business. So the first one is a little boring one, but understanding the the science behind it, what's behind it is will be um, completely change how you play the game, right? The level you play, and it would significantly impact the success of doing it. Like everyone knows that, you know, it's common business advice that you need to provide value for free. This is, that's why you see a lot of content that is put out by businesses, because, um, everybody is saying that you need to create content, but nobody is saying why. What's the reason? What's the science behind it? What's the psychology behind it? So content marketing, this is number one is provide value for free. So that's why, content marketing is so popular in every industry because, everybody is, this is a common business practice. But somebody can ask that, it's there's this notion because we waste resources on providing value for free. Why do we do that? Because we are a business, we have to be profitable. We need to invest money on things that really make money straight away. Why you do that? Why we do that? Like there's no point. But those assumptions fade away when it comes to building trust. You know, to build trust. That's why in order to bypass this effect, we need, if there's trust in presence, the impact of this effect gonna fade away. So by offering free value, you build trust. You build trust in your customers' mind, so they can trust you. So why content? There are more ways, like you can sell quality products, like, so then they could, if you sell quality products, they will have a lot of, you can build trust in your customers mind. Why we need to do it for free? The thing is the barrier, right? For example, if you sell $100 product, the barrier to entry is they have to risk something. But for content, they just, there's little to no risk, right? They will spend like about seconds or minutes, but that's not a significant investment. Modern investment are much harder rather than investment of such as time. So they will, the barrier of entry is way lower. It's like this, like normally we can assume there's nothing, right? So its accessibility of it is higher, so many and many people can access your content because of there's no barrier. They don't have to have $100 to invest, right? You could uh, create value. You can create education value. You could create entertainment value. You can, but the thing is, if you can, there's a hack. If you can bring this education and entertainment, and you can, that's the word, edutainment. If you can bring both education and entertainment with one, in one, in the same videos, in the same content, that's greater. That's the like sweet spot. uh, this is, the content marketing is so valuable. That's why the world biggest brands, whatever, Nike, Red Bull, um, Apple, all these brands, Coca-Cola, all these, Fortune 500 and unicorn brands invest a significant portion of their line revenue to content marketing. It's because it's significant, right? It's very important to build trust. That's why, Red Bull, they just sell sugar water, right? But, some people in the comment sections in Red Bull pages, they ask, are Red Bull gonna, sell sugar water as a side hustle, side business? Is this, creating content their main business? Because they are so committed. That's why, they get billions and billions of dollars, you know, every single year, because they have that, foundation right now. tomorrow they could stop advertising, but they have that still have that effect from their content, and they can keep running for years and years without any, you know, advertising, because they keep consistently building trust by putting out content. um, because most people do this, practice, which is, um, they just want to promote their business, right? So if you are at a restaurant, you just post a picture of one of our foods, and you say in the caption, or come and eat with us and join our dinner or something, whatever, some kind of promotional captions and promotional stuff. The problem is, internet is flooded with promotional content. Every business owner, like most businesses, post their, promotional stuff, but that doesn't build much trust, right? But if you put out some kind of value, if you offer something that, the audience, some kind of a person, truly need, some kind of value you can provide, whether it's humor, whether it's some kind of informational, educational value, uh, whatever you can put, you need to give something that they truly value. That's how you build trust. If you don't bring it, if you just want to promote it, they don't go to buy it. Like, it's like a transaction, right? If in order to build trust, you need to give them something, right? That's how you know, build that relationship. It's not about, how I can make some sales in this one video that we create. It's about, how can we build trust so we can, get more sales, create more sales, because, you need to play the long term game. Nobody who plays the short term game, can succeed in content marketing, right? Take a look at it. How many successful, take list all the, success, businesses that are succeeding, businesses and individuals, organizations as individuals that are succeeding in, providing value for free, in this content marketing game, and list how, check how many videos of them are promotional. They could, yes, they could do advertising, but the energy they come from is offering. They just want to offer something, right? Yes, they could, ask you to go to that link, download this. You can ask you to come to their business place. That's completely fine, but they are committed to the offer they bring in, the offering, the creation, right? So not just to promote, to get the word out, because everybody's doing it. Like most businesses in the world, like the internet is flooded. Imagine the amount of promotional content, you know, that are on social media, that, they don't rank because they don't provide much value to the audience, because these platforms are designed to make more money. In order for them to make more money, what they do is they keep them on the platform. So they will rank, they will, um, push the content that keep the viewers the most in the platform. I don't know how I phrase that is right. So if you can, you know, get their attention and keep that attention and build trust with it, this attention and trust, you can't uh, build trust if you don't have attention, but it's not enough to just have, you know, attention. You can't really monetize it, right? You need trust. Like this, both of these things goes hand in hand. Like it's a harmonious relationship between attention and trust. So don't clickbait, offer genuine value, and create, iterate, and never give up, because this is a long game. We are, as a person, I'm just starting up, right? Even though I give you all this, advice, not advice, because this is based on science. This is my passion, so that's why I'm telling you this. So the goal here is to remove the barrier of risk they need to go through for you to build trust with them. That's why this is important. In this, original document, you can find more information, like ways you could do it, like blogs, free webinars, mini podcasts, videos, and the concept of content pyramid. You can explore it right here. I'll link it down in the description. Um, so we can, have an example. The free write is, any writer, I think, most writers knows this the free write their favorite, right? As a writer, it's my favorite because free write is a company that produces distraction free writing devices. So they have this concept called free write, which means that the concept of writing without distraction. That's the big idea they market. They, I think that's a really smart move to market and big idea with their product because it's directly linked to it. Yes, you can write it in paper without distractions, but we like to be cool, right? To be techie, so this is incredible product, and they have this book called Set Your Story Free, empowering authors to educating authors how to free write, what's the philosophy behind it, how you can do it, what's the benefits of it, to offering a great educational value to their community. So you can download it through, to your as a PDF or to your Kindle or any kind of device. And I loved it. And yes, they did some advertising, but they did it in a way that doesn't make it feel salesy. And I got a lot of value out of them. I learned a lot as a person. So that's why I, keep it in my Kindle. Right now, I have it in my Kindle. I didn't delete it because it's something worthwhile. So when I read that, in each page that I read, I build a little bit of trust with that, right? So when they have a new product, more product, I'll buy it because I trust them. If I really need it, I have no second thought and I go buy it, whatever products they sell. If I need it, I'll buy it. So it's an incredible book. Those who are, writers, you can check the book out. I will go to um, the second one, the second way you could attract clients, which is offer and value ladder, right? So what is a value ladder? Let's say you have let's say you have a service business, right? And it's expensive. The service you sell, let's say it's 10,000 per month service, right? So that's a quite a ask, right? So you can't ask somebody just $10,000 upfront. Yes, you can create content, you can create chains of content, yes. Um, but the problem is not every single person gonna watch every single content you produce. So yes, it's great, but it may not be enough because your core offer is $10,000 per month, like a premium service, like a service business or something, or not just money, amount of let's say it's a concern about security because they need a lot of trust. So that's where the value ladder comes in. Ladder comes in. What you do is you create more steps you know, along the way to get to that $10,000 level. Simply, um, uh, so what you simply do is you create a value ladder by offering multiple different products for different level of trust, right? For example, you create content for free, right? Use it or put it on social media, and then you could offer a free webinar, right? Number two, so you can link them to that webinar, and you can build more trust. It's completely free. You don't charge. It's completely free. And then you could write and publish a book or something like $20 or for $20 for Kindle, it will be $10. It's a very, very small cost, right? So then there's the leap they need to take to, buy your product is low. So they will, yeah, it's an easy ask. So they will buy your product. And then um, for the next step, you could create a mini course for $200, $500, $700, because with the book it's even though the monetary value is level is $20, the amount of trust you could build with the book is significantly higher, right? It's higher than a podcast, it's higher than a YouTube video, it's higher than an entire YouTube channel even, because book is something that you need to commit to, and there are a lot of pages, and you love normally you have that association you know with love to books. So it's a great way to build trust. And you can go all the way to 400, 500 level because the trust is trust you can build is so high. So you can create that course, right? Um, and that's the next, that's the level. And then you can create the, then what they do, right? Then if they, bought the course program, there's still a big gap between $500 level and $10,000 level. What you can do is create some kind of sort of challenge or a coaching program for $3,000, $6,000, like thousands, you know, in the thousands level. They will buy it because they, you know, uh, offered you 500 kind of dollars and you over delivered them, and they are, delighted, not just satisfied. You over delivered it, you exceed the expectations, and they are delighted. They will buy it. you know Most people buy it at that level. uh, it's not a big leap. And then you can, ask for the, you know $10,000 offer, 10,000 per month offer, because now you have a, the when they go through all these steps, now you build a like extraordinary amount of trust. And then it's easy as all of a sudden $10,000 a month is easy as they would hand you over um, their credit card, because they trust you. In order to, bypass this loss aversion, the risk averse nature of humanity, you need trust. That's the magical ingredient, right? So that's a great way to do that, a value ladder. So the way you do that is obsessing over delighting the customer at every level. That's really important. If you, uh, couldn't delight them, if you couldn't exceed the expectations, they're not gonna go to the next level of you, because they may be satisfied, they would satisfy the purchase, but they're not gonna do another purchase like a big one. Like, so the key here is to obsessing over to everything you possibly can to delight the customer at every single level, right? So they're here with this value ladder, having a value ladder. The goal here is to lower the size of risk they need to take to do business with you. It's lowering it, right? So in the first, by content marketing, it's a basic level, fundamental level. You remove the barrier, and with a value ladder, you lower the size of risk they need to take, right? So one step forward. So that's number two, bring a value ladder. Number three, offer reliable after service. This is crucial for in the long term, especially because what the biggest problem we have in business uh, is focused too much is we focus too much on getting new customers over getting the best out of our existing customers, right? Because to get the best out of existing customers, you got to have a really good after service. So you may think like how it relate to loss aversion, right? um, in business we tell people, about all the things they will get if things go right. Like in our website, we will list all the things. Okay, if we you our if you sell a healthcare product or something, you will say, okay, you will be healthy. You could run again. You could walk again. You could play with your kids, and then all this stuff, right? But we don't, that's not nothing wrong with it. That's great, you need to do it, because you need to paint a picture what with everything, in the every text, every image, you need to paint a picture what the future looks like if when they, make that purchase, what the future looks like. If they can't see it, they won't gonna purchase it, they won't gonna, you know make that decision. They need to visually, your language should be visual. The more they could visualize it, the future after, they make that purchase, made that purchasing decision, the more likely they're gonna make, make that purchase with you. So that's great. But we also need to focus on what most business miss is offering solutions if things go wrong. Okay, if things goes right, that's great. They know you're gonna, you know, I will have this future that is great, that is, vibrant, so great. But what if things goes south? What happens then? Do I gonna lose it? That's this effect. Like in our back of our mind, we have this fear of loss. Like we tend to be loss averse. We tend to be risk averse. We want to be, in a part of us like are really protective. Are they gonna scam us? What happens if yes, they are good people, but what if we don't achieve the perfect results? What happens if we become if we are less satisfied, not satisfied with the purchase? What happens then, right? So that's why offering a great after service, and not only that, communicating clearly about it is truly important, because by doing that you acknowledge their fears that has in back of their heads, they could face when making this buying decision. I think that's a one of what the most underrated business practices you could do. So if you can have a great after service, and if you can clearly communicate about it, that's great. You are ahead of, you know 95% of businesses. Yeah, top businesses, not all businesses, because you're about 99% of businesses. You're in the 1% club of businesses. Um, we can explore some ideas around this. One thing you could do is offer an honest money back guarantee. By doing so, you send a message to the customer that if things go south, you're willing to give back what you took from them. Honest, reliable, clear, no massive policies, no massive restrictions. If they are not satisfied with it, you give their money back. Money back. That's a great one, right? Another that's great for service-based business, right? You sell a whatever, uh, maybe a coaching program or service-based or physical business, whatever. This is great for ideal for service-based businesses. Um, and then you could this is money back guarantee means like you could also give a refund program. Like if you can't give 100% money back because there are certain business costs, you can have a clear but a really good honesty is really important, honest refund program, right? So another powerful practice is to have a really good return policy. I'm not talking about some BS written policies that businesses advertise. They just advertise, But a great written policy is not a gimmick you can use to get more sales. It's a genuine solution you offer for your customers. It's a genuine solution, right? Um, Lastly, the customer service quality. Even if you have all the money back guarantees and return policies, if they get stuck in a call, waiting in line 10 to 15 minutes, if they have to explain everything to a kind of uh, artificial basic level chatbot, people say AI, we can leverage AI to this, we can reduce costs, cost cost, with AI. But here it's not ideal, it's not good, because imagine the situation of the customer. They bought something, they trusted you, and they didn't happy with their purchase, and they're frustrated, and they take a call to you, maybe online chat, and they're waiting and waiting and waiting, and they become frustrated and frustrated and frustrated. And this is the moment that you need to seriously have serious attention to this. You need to put serious attention to this, and you need to commit to a great after service, this kind of customer service, right? um, because if you can turn a frustrated customer and provide solutions to them, I think that way they're gonna trust you, I think, more than they are happy with their product, right? I think the level of trust, okay, yes, it failed, it's not for me, and or maybe that it's not about the return in the product or something. Maybe they don't know how to work with it. But when they're frustrated and they are disappointed, you know, if you can reach out to them in a, genuine way, if you can do that, they're going to trust you more. That's the best thing you could do. So a great after service policy can not only save the trust you earned, but also build more trust with your customer base. Because integrity in business could be costly. Somebody could argue it's costly in short term because, we got to, um, cut costs and make more profit. But in the long run, it's so great. It will make you more and more money. So we can look for a great example for this. Um, yeah, here's eBay money back guarantee. eBay, we all know American online marketplace place. They're renowned for their 30-day money back guarantee. If if you are not happy with the purchase, eBay resolve this refund case. Contact collaborating with the seller within 48 hours, two days, they would resolve it. But that's not the thing. The special thing about eBay money back guarantee is they clearly communicate it. They kind of they show it. They advertise it's big, right? And they keep their promise, but you know um, they advertise it in a big pictures, big letters in their website. Like, I know I didn't use eBay much, but I remember their money back guarantee because they in their site they're like, they advertise it really big. So they clearly communicate their policies to the customer in a really simple and understandable way, so you can remember them, right? If your message is simple and understandable, they're gonna remember you really well. Yeah, eBay does it better than the most. Yeah. And another one, here's one of my favorite ones, which is Zappos return policy. This is a American shoe and clothing retailer. It's renowned for its great customer service. Zappos still has an incredible 365-day return policy. And for customer service, they hold the record for the longest customer service call for a 24 call with a Zappos customer. That's incredible, right? 24-hour call, imagine. So Zappos has a lot of stories around it, like, people tell all these, stories about happy stories about Zappos, uh, because they are in the business of creating great stories, because they know that this story is not going to stop from the person who has that interaction. They're going to spread. They will tell their friends, they will tell their family, they will tell their neighbors, like, and it spread, like, uh, so when I think this company Zappos is acquired by Amazon for one whopping $1 billion in 2009, and at the time that deal was like Instagram, like the Facebook's purchase of Instagram. It's like, you know people are like skeptical, like, and one journalist asked Jeff Bezos, uh, you know why he was buying a company that he could easily replicate. And his response was, we paid $1 billion, not just for the company, but for the relationships they built. It's not about numbers and big stuff, not just about numbers, just it's important because this is $1 billion purchase, but the relationships are the most valuable thing for a company. Because without that, they're not gonna, come back and, uh, again to do business with them. So yeah, so we can go to the next one. The number for the five, I think five, right? Number five is free trials. Yeah, I believe all of all of you gonna all of you know about free trials. No, you're gonna you experience a lot of free trials, especially from streaming services like Hulu and Paramount and Netflix. And the thing about this is, I think the free trials are the best thing that happened to subscription businesses and consumers. Because think about it, in the consumer perspective, you get to try different services without having to pay for them upfront, right? You can have, you know, try different services, but you don't have to pay, right? You can use it and then you can say, oh, bye bye, I'm not going to pay you. But for the standpoints of the business, especially streaming, imagine like these companies have big libraries, ginormous libraries of films, like great films that they spend, millions of dollars about, but they couldn't really advertise in their website the entire libraries. The only way that they could do is they could give some access to their library to their consumers for a limited time. That's why free trials are important, you know, and you could give access to the customers for, for free for a limited time, and they're going to explore the library, which is, great for advertising for the business. And if they love it, they're going to continue it because you here by letting them own that, you know, uh, letting them own it first. Okay, here it's for free and it's yours, you can use it. And then you could have to, continue it because right now you bypass this if effect. Previously you ask, right? Okay, you don't have some you don't have our service. So would you give your money for this service? Right? So right, and that moment there's a fear of losing, right? Loss aversion. There's risk averse, right? They're gonna be risk averse. But right now what happens is with the free trial, they're like, okay, do you want to pay us and keep the subscription? Or otherwise, you're gonna lose it. Right now, you completely change the argument, completely change the situation. Right now, you're not gonna lose that, something that you already have. Yes, it's not, similar to something that you own for months and months and months, but it's still, because if your product is great, they're going to keep it. They are more likely to keep it. And they are, if they have money, they're going to pay for you. If they're happy with their product and if they don't have financial problems, most likely they don't. And they're going to, keep it. That's why free trials are great, and the first step is you let them own it, right? Let them own your product first for a certain period. Some companies like, oh, we can only offer for 3 days, and some companies like, okay, we can give you 7 days, 14 days, month, and some companies like Spotify, they give you 3 months, like oh, it's all yours for 3 months, like. And what happens is, I think the more time you give them for the free trial, the more they're gonna have a sense of ownership over it, because the more time you give them, it's not just a business expense because they are using the service for free, but the ownership effect is really important here. um, yeah, and a great example we can see Spotify free trial. I think this is music streaming is one of the most complex business models, especially when it comes to offering something like this, because these businesses are dealing with artists, dozens, thousands of artists, and the amount of you know but and they also need to pay them, right? Pay for these artists. So a free trial is like, okay, a song is about 3 minutes or 5 minutes, and they're gonna consume a lot of music during this trial. So if the company don't pay the artist gonna have some beef with you, right? So, and it really happened when one time Apple Music decided to offer a free trial, but the policy, obviously, they can't pay the artists while they are in the free trial. But what happened is, this is the world biggest company, but Taylor Swift wrote an open article to Apple saying, "We don't ask you for free iPhones. Please don't ask us to provide you with our music with no compensation." And this is the world biggest company, Apple. They're not gonna listen to anyone. But for artists that have a huge, because Taylor Swift has a huge loyal audience, they listen to it, and within 24 hours they reverse the policy because it's hard. But still, companies like Spotify keep that. But also Spotify and YouTube Music, Prime Music, also they have programs they still keep those, trials for somehow because they understand how important they are when it comes to conversion, because the conversion rates are much higher the more time you let them use it, because they will have a more sense of ownership with it. Once you build that uh, sense of ownership, you're less likely to let go of that, right? So that's why the if you are in some kind of a service business, and if it's possible for you to offer a free trial, if it's possible, consider giving them more time, like 14 days, 30 days. It's not really a cost, it's an investment, because the more time they're gonna use it, they will have more sense of ownership. And when you make your ask, they will more likely to convert, because they don't want to lose something they already own. That's the entire the magic is happened with that, right? Uh, yeah. And then we have, I think, yeah, wait, yeah, we have personalized time discount. We do, I don't have much example for this specific example, but offer personalized and timely discount. This is important. What you can do is, as a business, you can collect the contact information like the email or phone number or something, and offer customers timely discounts and coupons directly to their inboxes. When you offer personalized and timely discounts and coupons, people perceive it as a way to save their money without having to pay full price, right? It's like kind of like a deal. But I think you need to do it in a why I tell you personalized and timely. Why I put that two words? Because you need to uh, offer the perception that of offer this make that effect that if they don't claim it, they're going to lose it. So imagine if you give you 20% discount forever, like, it's just a discount and you could claim it any day. That's beneficial because you think it's beneficial because it's the longer they have, you can, you know, get some few more sales because they're gonna, some customers will wait for years and use it. But having a deadline and having a expiry date on it actually enhance a sense of, okay, if I don't use it, I'm going to lose it, right? This is a deal. So another hack you could do is not giving them rather than you need to, I think this is depends on what kind of business you are in, what kind of products you sell, because some for some business this isn't possible, but you could have some workarounds, like what you could do is, rather than offering them a discount, offering them a coupon code rather than 20% discount, or offer them a 25% 25 promo credits or coupon they can collect in the store. You can have a policy like you need to purchase $100 worth of products, and then you could offer claim it. This is and what happens is they're like, if there's a deadline on it, they're like, okay, I have this deal, and it will, if I wait, I'm gonna lose it, but I need to, in order to uh, gain something, I have to use it, right? So that's important uh, here. So uh, that's the entire effect. Like, I will give you an example. Like, imagine if you receive a $25 birthday coupon from Kylie Cosmetics, um, or Rare Beauty if you're a fan of Selena Gomez or something, and Fendi, you're a fan of Rihanna, and especially if you receive in your special day like birthday, you're less likely to let go of that offer, right? Because you don't want to lose it, right? You have it, right? It's yours, and you need to use it. Otherwise, you will lose it. So that, I think, with the coupon, you know uh, turn the tables, turn the entire table, right? It's right now. Yes, they are loss hours, they are risk hours, but they have that coupon. They just want to use it, right? They have that. So the arguments, you hack their brain with it. So the goal here is to make them feel they will lose something they will already have if they don't claim what you offer. That's the goal here. So yeah, this is, I think, we talked about one, two, three, four, five. Yeah, five, right? I think we talked about 5 ways, not 6 ways, I'm sorry, um, uh, to scientifically proven business practices that you could attract clients like a magnet. Like in your business, you could attract dozen and dozen of clients, no matter what kind of business you are in, whether you're an agency or a salon or a restaurant or any kind of business. These principles are universal. These principles apply for every single human being on planet Earth. So use it really well. And also, uh, this entire document, you can get it through the link in the description. I will drop it. I will right now it has 37 pages. I promise you every single page has something valuable to transform your business, right? To grow your business. I will promise you, you can download this entire document. And also I will keep updating it. I will create more chapters and I will email to you because we will have your email address when you get it. You can drop your email address to the landing page and I will email you the future editions, additions to this document so you can get this entire document. Like you can have a lot of, there are I think 5 main biases, behavioral, they have when it comes to digital making. So these are unconventional. Most people don't know about these principles, what's going on inside their head mind when they make decisions. But if you understand it, you have that unfair advantage. Please use it well. Yeah, use it for good to transform customers life, because that energy is important, uh, to come with an energy of generosity, not an energy of narcissism, right? So I'm kind of tired from it. So the webinar is almost over. So you can subscribe to the channel. This is my first video, and I will create more and more content consistently. I promise you. Uh, uh, each subscription that you is matters, and also you can help the channel by liking the video. And if you have something to share, please comment, but just you don't have to comment, right? So thank you. The webinar is about to end, so thank you for watching. I hope you get some kind of value out of this. That's my purpose in life, right? To serve you. Thank you so much to watch for watching.